right. Hello, everybody. Mr. Becker, I want to thank you today for joining us. This is going to be a fairly brief call. It's a very informal meeting
Very
today.
brief.
So I appreciate you showing up and going through what we're going to go through today. So basically, what this meeting is for. How's the tie? How's the tie treating you there? Is it okay?
It's tight.
Did you tie that yourself, counsel? Or
Yes.
okay. So essentially what we're going to be going through today is we're going to be announcing the formal charges of Mr. Joseph Robert Buckley. We're also going to be talking about, excuse me, Counselor, what was that?
False charges. I wanted to issue that correction.
This isn't the trial. All right. This is just the meeting.
That's fine.
But you're going to get your day in court. So essentially we're just going to go through some, this isn't the pretrial meeting yet. We will be scheduling a final pretrial meeting where you'll be allowed to show evidence, et cetera. But we're just going to kind of go through the steps today in this informal meeting.
Okay.
So here are the official charges for Mr. Joseph Robert Buckley. There are 3 charges, and I will explain each charge as I give them to you.
Is this for Joe's public nudity? What is this for? He actually didn't give me any prep work. I don't know. What do they get him on this time?
Well, I'm not sure about the public nudity, but that may be a separate court case. We can discuss that, perhaps later on. All right. Charge number 1, unlawful distribution of a joke in the first degree. The defendant intentionally distributed a joke of which they did not create and knowingly co-opted said joke without giving due credit. So essentially what we're saying here is Joe knew where he took the phrase in question. He knew exactly where it came from, but he withheld that information on purpose for reasons that, we have our speculation. Those reasons are his own. Mm-hmm. Maybe they'll come out in the trial, but nevertheless, we believe he stole knowingly my pee-pee hurts. So that's the first charge. Charge number 2, the incitement of unknowing parties to commit joke theft. The defendant knowingly allowed a stolen joke to proliferate publicly without acknowledging its origin or its true author. So essentially, that charge is he got all of us, everybody involved, with all the movies, The Man with No Brain. Everybody was also doing joke theft. The more we repeated my pee-pee hurts without us realizing that it was stolen, the more we were guilty. So that's essentially that charge. And the final charge, charges of damages to The Man with No Brain, Malevolent Movies, and the individuals therein, including Mr. Tyler Am, Mr. Trevor McCandless, Mr. Zach Shaw, Mr. Nicholas Swartz, Mr. Sean Walsh, and myself, Mr. Ryan Ziegler. So those are the 3 charges. Basically, the charge of damages is kind of covers it all. The damage to our feelings, the damage to our reputation. Are you okay, Ted? Or
no,
nasal issues, counselor? Or?
No, actually, a little pick me up.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and your business is your own. Your private business is your own. But those are the 3 charges as they stand. So officially, those are the 3 charges. Those were the charges you will be defending Mr. Joseph Robert Buckley with. Now, here is how, and of course, you have to agree on this, and we hope you will. This is how the trial is set to be laid out. We're going to have the opening arguments. Then us, the prosecution, we will present our evidence, any witnesses that we may have, written testimony, etc. And you can also cross-examine at that moment any witnesses that we may bring on. Then yourselves, defense, will take the floor and same, any witnesses, etc., will be presented then to our judge. Then we will proceed with closing arguments. After that, we will adjourn for a small amount of time that we will later on agree to with. Maybe it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, while the judge goes and makes his final decision. Then the judge will re-enter the courtroom and give us the verdict. Now, if that is satisfactory with you.
Now, who is the judge? Who did we decide on? That was...
Well, we are still in the judge selection. We've narrowed it down to a few names.
Can I nominate myself as judge?
I don't believe the Illinois Comedy Bar Association, the Podcaster Goof Association, would allow that. But
that's
we have
true.
to look
The
into
Illinois
that.
bars have been closed for a few months. So
They have. So maybe hard to get an answer on that one, Tad. But we do have the judge. We will present that judge's. What? Now that is egregious. That is egregious. You can't hide that, Tad. Are you doing cocaine?
I'm sorry. Am I on trial here? Is this the second trial? I didn't know. I wasn't aware that we were that myself was on trial here.
Counselor, I want to remind you that this is an informal meeting, and
Very
as
informal.
such. And,
wait, this is informal. Hold on, let me. Which
I believe
you can keep going. You can keep doing.
You're making a mockery of the justice system right now, sir. That is a mockery of the system.
Oh, so you're saying I'm making a joke of this? Oh, I thought we were saying that these jokes were illegal here. That we were that jokes weren't allowed in this world. Certain jokes aren't allowed.
No, but
I think this is a bit of a freedom of speech issue.
Oh, I don't think the government is involved at all with this. This is not a governmental thing, so freedom of speech hasn't been violated. But I'm glad you brought up the theft of jokes and the cokehead attorney. I've seen that many times, but I'll just say that's a reference. We'll just say you're doing a reference to Carlito's Way and Sean Penn.
I don't even know what that is.
So say you, counselor. All right, moving on. But again, when we have the judge, we will bring the judge to you, and you and your client can decide if you're agreeable.
So if this is not a legal court, this is unrelated to anything about my client. This is simply a question. Bribery. Is that like a bad thing? Is that like not allowed?
Bribery is absolutely frowned upon, but I would say that if there is an attempt at bribery, Joe and yourself will be automatically guilty of all charges. Just want to make sure you understand that. All right, moving on. Then this is very important information, Dad. This is very important for information. Hopefully, I don't know if you have a secretary or somebody nearby taking notes.
I got the Secretariat. Isn't that like a movie? Isn't that what you guys do? Was that about a horse? The Secretariat about like a horse? I
believe it is. I have not seen the film. I know Secretariat was a horse. I've not seen any movies about the horse, though. I've seen Hot to Trot. I'm a big fan of Hot to Trot with Mr. Bobcat Goldthwait. Very fun horse movie. John Candy doing the voice of the horse. You can't go wrong there.
I've never seen a horse.
I digress. Now, when we do have the pretrial meeting, which we will get together with you and we will schedule at a later date, that day you will have to provide us with any witnesses that you may be using, the names of witnesses. We need to be able to contact them to prove that they're real people, and not just somebody.
Ones.
Maybe not somebody falling off the Buckley tree. The wind shook a little bit, and counselor, Mr. Becker.
Sorry, I had to dispose of something.
I
don't want you to see it because it would hurt my case.
It's the disposing of your integrity, defending Joe Buckley, but that's neither here nor there.
Integrity is not needed in the court of law.
So yes, during our pretrial meeting, you have to provide all evidence.
Okay. I see that Ryan has muted himself so that he does not have to tell me what he's doing. I see this is trickery of the highest degree.
Internet connection.
Okay, there we go.
Have I returned?
Yes, you have returned.
Okay. I heard a helicopter before that happened. So I don't want to say you're trying to, do anything shady.
Yeah, cancel it. Go ahead. Go. No, I'm giving you your moments of fame here. Go ahead.
Anyway,
so that's all evidence. Bugs in my skin.
Well, looking at that background, it's very possible that there are bugs. They're very possible there are bugs right now. But again, this is not important. Let's see if I've covered everything else. All evidence must be given during the pretrial. You agree to a bench trial by the impartial judge. We talked about that once we get that judge. The stages of the trial. Penalties will be shared at the pretrial. So the range of possible penalties, if Mr. Buckley is indeed found guilty, will be given to you at the pretrial.
If true.
Big. Also, at the pretrial, you may want to be thinking about this. That is when you will also be able to formally give us a plea deal. If you find that a plea deal will be something that you guys want to look forward to. And I will tell you this also. At any time between now and the pretrial, you can contact myself, Mr. Am, and schedule a meeting if you want to do a plea deal.
Well, I actually have me and Joe. He was just over last night. We were drinking in the basement, and we did come up with a plea deal. All right, I'm going to present the documents right now, just up front.
Wait, hold on. Okay.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Okay.
That's the easiest case of my life. All right.
Okay. Now, before we wrap things up, I want to make sure that you understand the way we're moving forward. You seem to be on a substance right now. I want to make sure your eyes look a little glassy. I want to make sure that you are fully aware of everything we've given to you. Because on the day of the trial, the judge will expect you to have all of this stuff, and I would hate for it to be declared a mistrial because information wasn't, fully ingested during this meeting.
I understand everything.
Okay. All right. Now, I do want to say, Tad, I want you to think about what defending a joke thief could do to your reputation. I know Joe is your cousin. I know that the relationship goes much deeper than anybody listening and anybody recording, and even us go. You've grown up with your client. Things go very deep. I'm worried, that things are a little too deep, that you're a little too close to this. Part of the reason I feel this way is yesterday there was a post that let me pull it up here so I get all the words correctly. I don't want to misrepresent anything here. One moment, please.
If I'm going to present this right now, if he brings up all those posts I made about racial slurs, those are parodies. Those parodies.
The post that I'm talking about basically is asking your humble YouTube public. You say Joe, etc., has been accused of a joke theft. I have appointed myself, I being Tad Becker, I have appointed myself as his defense attorney, but I need to know, do you think he is guilty? And you're asking people to vote, and that's fine. Public opinion is fine if that you think that will help your case. But the options that you gave, put the buck behind bars, his PB hurting has been enough punishment. And the third one, I have information that will lead to the arrest of Tyler Am. Now, Mr. Becker, you do realize that, first of all, Tyler is not the only not the only plaintiff here. So seems to me that request for solicitation of information to retaliate against one of the plaintiffs doesn't wash. It's odd to me that you would want to retaliate when you haven't even lost. You haven't even had your at-bat.
He hasn't even done anything yet besides, lay these false accusations. This is simply vetting these potential witnesses. I don't know if Tyler's going to be here. I mean, if he is, it's a free win for me, but I don't think he's going to be here. If he is here, fantastic. I don't see anything wrong with gathering information. I didn't put the defense attorney's name on there, because that would be attacking. You weren't part of this case necessarily. I mean, you were working as the prosecution, which does mean actually you are part of the case. You can go ahead and continue. I'm gonna keep giving you your time in the spotlight.
I'm just saying it sounds like you're looking for retaliation and you haven't even lost the case. So I feel that you're running scared. I don't want to call you, I don't know, Sweating Bullets Becker. I don't want to give you that nickname already this early in the case, but it seems to me you're trying to retaliate against my clients before you even had your at bat. You know what I mean? You may win. You don't know this, but it seems to me you're scared. You're scared, and you're already trying to get revenge on one of my clients. And I think you need to pull back and think about those things.
I put the option on there for those that did happen to happen. And could you tell me the results of those polls? But don't say it if it hurts my opinion, like where my position.
I can't. I did not vote. I cannot see what
Okay.
the.
You
I
didn't
can
vote.
see there. I know.
Interesting.
I'm not going to be involved.
How do you feel about democracy?
I love democracy. I'm standing up for democracy right now.
He doesn't vote. Interesting. Interesting.
I didn't vote in the poll.
Wow.
All right, Mr. Becker. Again. What was that? Free. So are you trying to give a message to people that you would give things free if they help you in this case? Is that a weird sort of subliminal bribe?
They're going to get some free information. This is going to be a free case. I'm going to pay for my second and half of my third Ferrari. Easy. I think, honestly, you should accept our plea deal. I think that's the best case for you right now.
Mr. Becker,
I know your offices are, they're stocked up with all those Blu-rays. I'm sure you've watched every single one of those.
Very close. But what I'm concerned with here, Mr. Becker, did you just say you own multiple Porsches?
No, I said Ferraris. Maybe you should work on your listening skills.
All right. Well, we'll be looking into whether or not.
I guess you don't have to listen. You're just making false.
Well, we're going to be looking into that claim to see if you actually own those vehicles or if that's a lie. And if that's a lie, then that goes a long way into this whole web of
lies. If you think you could find those on my tax records, good luck. No one else has yet.
Okay. Well, Counselor, I believe, that's pretty much all the business we have at hand at today's meeting. Is there any questions you have for us? Is there anything you'd like to relate to us so I can relate it to my clients?
No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, this will be an exciting trial. I think it's going to be very fast. I think it'll be easy. I think that it's going to be the end of it, you guys. Your damages. We plan on countersuing. I don't know if I can tell you what we're suing yet. I don't know if that's part of this or once we hit our opening statements.
Okay. Would you countersue if you win the case?
Regardless, probably.
Okay. I'm just saying, because like I said, you seem to be throwing things around that smack of insecurity to me, that you know that your client is guilty.
I disagree.
With guilt. He's as dripping with guilt as he is with bacon grease on any random weekday. But
it's a good thing that Joe Buck keeps himself so clean. You can't find any grease on that boy unless it's right after he eats.
Yeah. The only thing that's not clean about Joe Buckley is his conscience. That boy. And I know it's getting at him. I know he's cracking.
Bobby Buckley. He's the most smooth person I know. He shaves all of his body. There is not any stubble on that boy.
That's true.
He's squeaky clean. You could take a finger right up across him.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway, thank you for your time, Mr. Becker, and we look forward to scheduling the meeting, the final pretrial meeting with you in the very near future. So please take care. Give our best regards to your client, and we will be speaking very soon.
I will see you in court.
Well, pretrial meeting, but then in court.
Oh, fuck.